Welcome back. As I mentioned, we have Sue Margolis in studio with us. Well, we were just talking offline. Welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm not sure it's good to be back in the studio, but I'm here.
Well, you were just saying off camera, you're like, well, I don't know. I kind of like waking up and just having my pajamas on and just mosey on over to my desk, you know. It's kind of nice, and I think everybody probably feels that way with Zoom. But here we are. Glad to have you in studio. And I know there's been so much going on with United and all the boards. Of course, you guys have been doing budget planning forever.
Yes,
forever. So here you are, and you're going to give us a little bit of inside information regarding that. So go ahead.
This month we held 2 board meetings, one to cover the regular work of our board and the second for the budget, the old budget. Mm-hmm. In the regular board meeting, 2 resolutions were passed. The first resolution changes the word of the occupancy agreement title to reflect the fact that leasing is allowed when certain conditions are met. Mm-hmm. The title said no leasing allowed, so we had to change that.
Okay.
The second, it's not a big deal, it was a typo, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
The second resolution is to make permanent the 3-month trial we had on certain categories of changes to the residential units. They may be made without requiring getting a permit, and this has really made things go much faster and made the staff having a lot less work.
Okay.
So this allows many modifications to be done without waiting for approval by the mutual. And the owner is required to submit a form before and after photos. Please review the categories of the list on the website. So you have to give a before and after.
Okay. Okay.
The timing of both of these resolutions satisfied the requirement of the 28-day, and so they're permanent.
Okay.
We put a third resolution, which has been put on the 28-day, and this is for the reviewing of the buyer's packages, and we wanted to make sure that people who were buying in understood the requirements. It makes no changes to the requirements, but if they own multiple properties with mortgages, we need to understand how much they owe and how much they really have.
Okay.
And if they have an extension on filing taxes, we need to understand what this year is going to be really like, not what 2 years ago was like.
Okay.
So we've made that done. Next is the hot topic, the budget. Mm-hmm. Was held on Thursday to look at the second pass of what the assessments might be. This is the 18th budget meeting.
Wow.
So since we started the process in March of constructing a budget for next year, there'll still be 2 more budget meetings to go, so we are not quite there. Mm-hmm. We need the budget approval by September. The meeting consisted of the 15 previous meetings of them consisted of presentations by senior managers of one of the areas, including budget, personnel, and service level, giving us a background of what they were going to need in 2022. Mm-hmm. Here are some of the parameters that we're working with on the budget. Built into the union wage contract is a requirement that a wage adjustment of plus 2%, but also a health adjustment of plus 4%, and a retirement adjustment of 12%.
Wow.
As of the last month of cost of living adjustment has been estimated at 5.6%.
Wow.
So we have to absorb those increases.
Wow, okay. Where does the 4% health, what is that, like health insurance?
That's health insurance.
Oh, okay.
And we pay totally all of the union's health insurance.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They've got a good contract.
That seems good, yeah.
We have a legal requirement that all workers must have a minimum wage of $15 an hour in 2022, which increases the ambassadors and a number of other workers' pay just by having that minimum.
Right.
Waste removal will be increased by 20% because of a new legal requirement of having a third container for foodstuffs. So there will be 3 pickups.
Really?
You got to separate all your food stuff into another
From
container.
a trash. So you have trash, you have recycle, and now you're going to have food.
Food stuff.
Oh my gosh.
So that they can compost it.
Oh, well, that's actually great. I mean, that's a good thing. But you don't have enough room on the curb for all those trash cans.
Well, I mean, a lot of them are in areas where you have to carry it to the area.
Oh, okay.
And there's only space for 2.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So it's going to be.
Right. Well, then I guess that's okay.
It's going to be a problem.
Well, I imagine if you're only having 2, how much food are people going to be getting rid of?
Well,
Yeah,
we have to have 3.
Oh, all 3, okay.
We have to have all 3.
All right, gotcha.
Materials and supplies have gone up 5%, but we will have some savings due to less fertilizer being used, so they're really working on that.
Okay.
The 2022 rates for water will be 4.1% more, sewer 3%, and electricity 8%.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, everything's going up.
Everything's going up. Yep.
In order to retain staff, we've budgeted 2.5% for raises for non-union workers. And of course, insurance is predicted to go up 20%.
Right.
If we purchase the level we did it last year. So
okay.
these are all the increases that we're looking at, and there's no way we can hold the assessment down.
Right.
It's just
right. Well, everyone seems to be in that same boat. I mean, as we've found over time, things are all increasing in cost, so it's expected.
All the board members understand fixed income, since we too are on for fixed incomes, but most of all above the situation of which we have no control over.
Right, right.
Another factor is the village is not meeting the service level that the residents want in landscaping, resident services, and in other areas. This is a service organization, and any inefficiencies that are corrected, we hope will result in better service levels.
Okay.
But it will not result in cost savings.
Right, right.
At this time, we still have to get our service levels to the level they need to be.
Yeah, and I think that's a transition, you know, when we go from what we just went through with the pandemic, we're trying to transition to some entirely different operations. The way that we used to may not be as effective now, given the circumstances.
Right. The board has a choice of increasing staffing to meet service level or to look for improvements. It's chosen to look for improvements. We are not going to raise staffing levels.
Okay.
It would be required 9 more landscape staff to have 5 of the garden beds cleaned per year, and 4 more resident service people to answer the phone in order to hit, you know. So in order to shorten the wait time, we would need 4 more phone answers. If you have any ideas on how to absorb all these increases without raising the assessment, we're open ears for it, but I don't think there's much to do.
Right.
With the addition of a quality manager and the hiring of top-notch managers that has occurred this year, we will have a better staff than the past years. And I'm certain improvements will occur. Since I've been on the board, new managers have been hired for security, finance, maintenance and construction, manor alteration, resident service, and facilities management. So there's a whole new top management crew of much more highly qualified people.
Great.
I hope this gives you the facts. There's been a lot of misinformation that's been loudly proclaimed by some who should know better. Often by some who have failed to attend most budget meetings, and therefore they are not aware of all the issues. For instance, we do not have a security force of 117.5 people, unless you count the gate ambassadors, compliance, and social service. Some directors find it necessary to exaggerate and misrepresent in order to be more effective in misleading the residents. In order to get the true facts, please attend the budget meetings and get the truth.
Exactly, exactly. Well, thank you. I know it's a big job that you all do, and thank you for all the work that you do.
Thank you very much.
All right.
We appreciate it.
All right, when we come back, we will talk with Dr. Hovannessian, so stay tuned.